Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Biblio Fitness. Hope everyone's had a great day. Made some spectacular gains, not just in the gym, of course. I mean that. But today I did want to speak about section 322 today, which is titled, my apologies, Living Without a Doctor When Possible. I'm going to read it real quick. It's very interesting. Quote, "It seems to me that a sick man lives more carelessly when he is under medical observation than when he attends to his own health. In the first case, it suffices for him to obey strictly all his doctor's prescriptions. But in the second case, he gives more attention to the ultimate object of these prescriptions, namely his health. He observes much more and submits himself to a more severe discipline than the directions of his physician will compel him to do. All rules have this effect. They distract our attention from the fundamental aim of the rule and make us more thoughtless. But to what heights of immoderation and destruction would men have risen if they ever had completely and honestly left everything to the Godhead as to their physician, and acted in accordance with the words as God will," end quote. It's short, but there's really a lot to draw from this. Obviously, it's not just about health, but I feel like this is probably just obviously just an analogy. And it kind of ties into a point that he comes across quite often, or he writes about quite often, and it's like, a lot of the times our prescriptions or the things that we use to alleviate this woe of life is probably worse than the supposed problem to begin with. Like maybe life is not as terrible as we cut it out to be, but our perceptions and what we're told is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of looking towards ourselves and instead of finding out for ourselves what may be wrong, we just pay attention to what other people tell us is wrong, and those people are never going to take into account where we're from and how we feel and what we got, and like, it's never going to be, never really going to take care of you. It's never going to be special for you. It's going to be like the whole cookie cutter shit. But, they're just going to give you what they feel is the right thing from their perspective and what they feel is right for you, even though, they may be wrong. And instead of you taking that, that responsibility and developing reason and knowledge, as, many philosophers say, and finding out what you need instead of relying on someone else to tell you what you need, or relying on someone else what's going on or what's wrong with you, instead of being able to develop that familiarity with oneself, right? And, the fact that we have followed ideologies and all these things like a prescription, we don't really think about it. We just take it for what it is and believe that these people somehow know better than us because they're divinely inspired, for example, that they're somehow more in tune with God in some way, and we have to listen to them because they know the answer. And who are we to know, us ignorant fools? What do we know about remedying this strife of life and stuff like that? That's this is another great a way of putting that out there, being able to separate oneself, and instead of relying on, like, obviously, we do need medicine in real life, but not to follow the rules, as he says towards the end, because it does dogmatize, it does make it seem like there's all these clear rules for everybody to follow, and that invariably ruins the whole point of this whole discipline in the first place, is to find out what's going on all the time and realize that what worked for one person may not work for everybody else. We all may be similar, but our drives and needs and whatever, all that, expresses itself in varying ways, right? So, even rules and all this, everything that entails with being a doctor and following doctors and stuff like that, in that sense, stops you from being, continuing to evolve or wanting to find out more. So, and for following what other people say that we should do, we have committed egregious atrocities, as he says in the end, like a moderation of destruction, if we follow the Godhead and stuff like that. They, like, who are we to judge what they know? They, like, if they're telling us we have to do this, then clearly they know something we don't. It's pretty interesting. I like the way he makes this pretty concise, and you really get to abstract and really being able to, like, put it in different scenarios, I guess you could say. But today is like a pretty quick video. It's just this aphorism or section drew to me, I suppose. But thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I really do hope you all have a great day or a great night. And until next time, peace.